winner. Game plan sick, talking under the weather. You know what we doing? I need that all expense paid inclusive. I'm the plug, so I'm plugged into it. About money like with Jewish white Christmas. I'm Scrooge, bitch. My mood is on cruise ship. If you ain't tuned in, you ain't vibing with my moon man. I move shit like Carrie. I'm the cold truth, Fletcher Reed, Jim Carrey. Everything mooey, that mean the price varies. Need that designer cream shit and all Ben and Jerry's. Cream get the money like 36 chambers. Baskin Robbins shit, 31 flavors. Keep it moving.
I can make things move. I can make things move. I can make things move. I can make things move.
Everything on me. Yeah, tell them Bogart scot-free. Lottie-dottie. He like to party. Fuck with blow shoot, trolling 5 mollies. Heard I carry weight, move packs like a dolly. And I stay fuming, clock me doing Godspeed. Business booming, back-to-back trips, moving multiple units. Got mules, got universal soldiers, getting money for sure. Yeah, we ain't shrugging shoulders. You think I'm lucky getting over, made it far, cause I'm sharp, fuck a 4-leaf clover. On my 89, minus the flat top. Getting packs off, smoking on a cash crop. Money talk, if you're broke, then you can't talk. Play a never-ending ball game, Sandlot.
I can make things move. I can make things move. I can make things move.
Getting money when I land there. Smoking all loud so I can't hear. And if your boys bring the noise, all y'all pussies getting scraped pap smear. Codeine got me leaning, tap pizza. Put your boy on point, pyramid of Giza. I'ma rock like this till I'm an old geezer. No pizza parlor, but we deliver pizzas. Ask Uncle Sam, I'm taxing. Look, ma, no hands, telepathic. I can make things move, I'm carefully calculated when I make these moves. I run shit, don't let me get loose. I'm all about my ducks, trying not to get goosed. Keep it moving.
Good afternoon, and welcome to episode 21 of the Chargers Power Hour. And yeah, episode 21. Yes, sir. Hope everyone's doing well, having a wonderful week. Gotta have a good show today. I got a lot planned, a lot packed. You want to hit that drop, JD? That's right. Head on to neonpeacockmerch.com. Take full advantage. I believe I was just told that this sale is going on for the next 24 hours. So head on over there. You'll find something over there. If it's a Ladd McConkey shirt, if it's anything from Neon Peacock, if it's Gen Wealth related, there's everything on over there. Make sure to check it out. It's the next 24 hours. And always sign up for the emails. You'll get all the alerts for the sales, whatnot. Hey, what's up, Dalton? Hey, thanks for joining me. Hey, again, 21, and this is the Chargers Power Hour again. All righty, get to some good stuff. All right, JD, you want to pull up that picture, the Oweh picture for me? The tag? Yeah, okay. All right, so yesterday as I was writing this, the Chargers are not going to franchise tag Odafe Oweh. So reports came out on February 17th that the Chargers are not expected to place the franchise tag on Oweh. as the Chargers enter the offseason with about $83 million in cap space. Actually, I'll get to some other news on that later on. But no, we have the money, but I thought we may tag him, but we're not. So it looks like, hey, man, sign the man and let's do a thing. I mean, we have the money. I mean, Oweh's 27. He arrived from Baltimore, immediately made an impact, highlighted by a dominant AFC wildcard performance with recorded 3 sacks against New England, which is a franchise record for us in the playoffs. Sports Tracks does have his contract as a next deal around $19.3 million annually. I mean, if he reaches free agency, I could see teams like Tampa Bay, Dallas, Chicago, or even going back to Baltimore. But I want to get a deal done and get it done fast because that way we can move on. I mean, it's a young cornerstone of our defense, along with Tully, and also bringing back a healthy Slater and a healthy Joe. To me, it'd be nice pieces there. But seriously, this is the player to try to keep in the building. That's what I want to do, is keep a young core together. And then, but obviously that we'll figure that out. But, free agency is going to be we got the combine coming up. I mean, all these dates are going to be coming up. We got the combine, we got the free agency, the draft. I mean, I'll be doing shows as much as possible because it's going to start getting busy around here. And so I'm looking forward to this. But let's keep this rolling. I mean, all these mock drafts are coming out now, so I'm just getting me a little excited. A little bit. I mean, it's getting there, but we're looking at it. But hey, all these free agencies, there's quite a lot of stuff going on right now. There's, cuts, releases. So we're going to see what happens. But I know we'll get that down the road. But to me right now, priority number 1 is fixing the interior offensive line. I mean, every mock draft I've seen is now pointing to the same philosophy, is fix the offensive line, protect Justin Herbert. To me, that's what we have to do in this draft and in free agency. I mean, the Chargers stop playing the games. Let's protect the investment. And that's Justin Herbert. We saw last year how many times he got hit. Let's not continue that next year. I mean, he put the stats up. What he did, great. But I want to have a healthy offensive line to protect that. And that's what I'm going to. I mean, as for me in the draft, I know I've mentioned it several times, but the names that keep on showing up in all these mocks was the Penn State kid. Also, lately I've been seeing Chase Bistonis from Texas A&M. He's an edge rusher. And, Daniel Jeremiah, who's basically nailed the last 3 Chargers drafts. He wanted the tight end from Oregon. To me, let's not go with a tight end in round 1. Let's protect Herbert. Let's get a guard. Let's get something of need. I don't think a tight end is right now of need. We have players, or we can focus on the draft, but I want to take care of the offensive line first. There you go. Yeah, Dalton, I'm going to tell you right now, if Joe Hortiz has a sack of balls, he got to go out there and spend the money. If it's $18 to $20 million, spend the goddamn money on Tyler Linderbaum. That is, to me, is our free agency. You get that piece, I'm all for that. We have the money, spend it. If it's $20 million, it's $20 million. It's about protecting Herbert. I feel you had Linderbaum in the S center. You have Alt back. You have Slater back. I think the line is good. Just get a few other pieces. But seriously, Linderbaum is the kingpin of our free agency for me. I know it's going to be 18 to 20 to reset the market. I'm fine with that. I feel that is why we have the money. Spend it wisely, and that's going to be that. That's for me. That's my A1. If we don't get Tyler Linderbaum, then go after McGovern from Buffalo. To me, I'm not saying they're 1A and 1B, but those are the 2 centers that I want. I'm going to go Tyler Linderbaum first, then I'm going to go McGovern. Now, I did see a thing that came out last week, just after my last show, and it was saying the Ravens, if Linderbaum does leave, they were going to target McGovern as his replacement. So to me, Minter's over there. He knows what we need also. So, we have to – the Ravens don't have the money right now. Once they restructure Lamar's contract, because he's like a $74 million cap hit for them, they're going to have to do that if they want to keep him. But I don't think they're going to be able to do that. So, to me, spend the money wisely. What's up, Emil? Hope all is well, my friend. What should the Chargers' number one priorities? Right now, I'm going to say free. Okay, as I want to get Oweh under contract, get him. I say give him a 3-year deal. That's where I feel is 3 years is fine for me. Go with 3 years, and he's going to want the money. He's very well wanted on the free agent market. I'd rather sign him before free agency starts. That way, it's not a worry. That's all taken care of. Then get him locked up, and we can move on to what's in free agency. But yeah, as Oweh, get him done. He's not going to be tagged, so it's going to be a contract. That's fine. We got the money, and we are going to have more money due to cuts, releases. So that $83 million could be, with some news that came out today, it's going to be a little more. So I'm not too concerned about it. Just pay Oweh what his market is, or what he deserves, and let's move on and let's go to the rest of it. But no, I mean, there's besides this draft, there's defensive targets. There's players like Derek Moore, who's coming from Michigan. I mean, Harbaugh might go with that. I mean, Derek Moore is Harbaugh knows him a little bit. I mean, he wasn't there, but he was scouting him to bring him into Michigan. I mean, Michigan plays violent football, and that's how Harbaugh football is violent football, and we want those kind of players. I mean, seriously. I mean, I also have another player and that's Tre'Davious Howell from Texas A&M. He's a pass rusher. I mean, I was watching some highlights last night late. His pressure was amazing at A&M. Great. He's a great, so that's another name. But to me, I don't want to go offense round one. I want to focus on the offensive line, straight and narrow. Hey, I would love Caleb Banks too. Don't get me wrong, but I think he's gone around six between 5 and 7. He's gone. I mean, that's wishful thinking. I had him on my list as a players that I would love, but we're picking in the 22, and he's going to go top 10. So, I mean, but as I said, the Chargers' biggest defensive weaknesses has been the secondary. That's why I did like Caleb Banks, but it's going to be too costly to move up. But I think this draft is deep pause, so there's possibly we can get other players that are not Caleb Banks, but of his caliber, but we can get players in there. But all right, JD, you want to pull up that cap picture, the top 10? All right, so I made this. I mean, I wasn't going to bring the whole list of all 30 teams because it was, for me, it was just all jumbled. I couldn't read it. So I made a list of the top 10, and hopefully it made it easier for everyone to read also. So Tennessee's got about $104 million. The Raiders, the Raiders have $91 million, and the Chargers sitting at third with 82.9. But as I said, with the releases, cuts, all that kind of stuff, that's going to go higher. And I'll get to that pretty soon. And the Jets are sitting there at 4 with 79. That's Gang Green's team. Get the Washington Commanders at 5 with 74.5, who they say in free agency are going to be spenders. So and the Seahawks, the World Series, World Super Bowl champion Seahawks are at 61.8. The Bengals are at 53.5, and the Rams 44.9. Pittsburgh 44.9, and JD, the fellas 49 is sitting at 41.8. But they got to, as I said, there's no cuts been made just yet, but all these numbers are going to start ballooning up and all that kind of stuff. But I think right now the Chargers are sitting in prime position financially to get players of need. If that's Linderbaum, McGovern, players that we need. Now, there is one player that from the Cleveland Browns, it's an offensive guard. Tyler Wyatt is not going to be with the Browns anymore. Now, that's a name, if that's possibility, I would love to bring him over there. That's also another position of need. But there's a lot of players that will be released or that are not going to be retained by their former teams that are now that. So we shall see what's going to happen. But as I said, the Chargers are financially in a good position to get players right now. So this is a good move. And honestly, Joe Hortiz may need to get aggressive and pursue Tyler Linderbaum, even if it means making him the highest paid center in football. Expect competition, as I said, from Baltimore. The Giants, the reason why I said the Giants is the correlation with John Harbaugh. He was his former coach. So that's the correlation there. And the Raiders have money. And if they're going to bring in a rookie quarterback, what they're going to do, because Geno Smith is going to be released. And what the news I saw today is the Raiders want to make Mendoza their day one starter, which I think is kind of ridiculous. I mean, I would just not do that and let the kid learn and bring another cornerback. But, hey, that's the Raiders being Raiders. So that's for me. I mean, who knows? Also in free agency, I would like to bring back Fidel. He's on an exclusive rights. He's an exclusive rights free agent and should be absolutely be back. I mean, I think we can get him back for like $1.5 million, give or take. And I seen people in Chargers go, oh, bring back Najee Harris. Do we? If we do, it's as a depth piece. I don't really think hey, let's just bring back Fidel. And if Harris is almost ready, but I don't think he's going to be. So who knows on that one. But also, I know we need a tight end, but there's many out there. Tucker Fisk is a restricted free agent, but could be a replacement for Will Disley if he was released. So I'll get to something like that later on, and not too long, because I have a feeling he's one that's going to be one of the cut candidates or released. And I'd also bringing back Austin Deculus is a no-go for me. I'm all set on him. That's on that one. But should Joe Hortiz be aggressive this offseason? Hell yeah, we got the goddamn money. Let's go. Let's go on a spending spree. And last offseason was about clearing cap space, resetting the culture on year 2 on that one, and adding depth. We didn't add enough depth. Maybe we did some, but not enough in my eyes. So, and also stabilizing the organization. We got, when Harbaugh came in, got things done year 1, little by little, cleaned house, got rid of some big, large pause contracts, and last year was better. But really, that phase is over. Jim Harbaugh's going into year 3 now. So now it's about maximizing the championship window. If we want to say we're in that championship window, the time is now. We have the money. Let's get this stuff done. I mean, the Chargers have a franchise quarterback in Herbert, a legitimate defensive foundation. We have that. A clear coaching identity, something we never had before Harbaugh. It was like what was I say? It was this one. It was like a rotational chairs of coaches coming in. Now we have stability. I like this. So let's keep it that way. Excuse my dog. I mean, this isn't. I mean, now that we have the money, I just don't want to spend the money recklessly either, because the old regime spent money crazy, recklessly, and that was with Coupon Tom. And at least I know how we've drafted the past 2 years. We've handled free agency. It's been done the proper way, and that's what I'm happy about. Now that we have money, we can spend it the right way and not recklessly. But I mean, what we need in free agency, I'd say, is one true difference maker at wide receiver or a tight end, depending on the value of the price or who they're going after. 1 or 2 interior offensive line upgrades. 1 proven veteran defensive presence I would like in free agency also. And this is what I want. Is it going to happen? Not really, but this is my wish list. But good, so I'm looking at that one. Good teams rebuild, but contenders push for championships. When there's core is ready, I mean, we have a core. I'm not saying we've been to the playoffs 2 years in a row. To me, we have to maximize now what we're doing and continue to build on this stuff. I mean, going forward. And the roster's close. We just need a few more pieces, I feel, on offensive line and stuff like that. Now, getting to those. Okay, I mentioned a couple earlier about Will Disley, and let's see, these are the 4 players that need to make more cap space. Will Disley, I think, is going to be cut. Bud Dupree, bye-bye. You have been worthless. I think, and then Mekhi Becton, I can tell you right today, is when I was writing the podcast, it just came across my phone that Mekhi Becton is expected to be released. So that's going to save us, I think it's $7.9 million. So that put us maybe close to $90 million right there. And then add all these other cuts. And then you got Bradley Bozeman. I call him the clown. Bradley the Clown Bozeman. That's my name for Bradley the Clown Bozeman. I can't stand that man. I remember saying it all year long. Get that man off my team. Yeah, but hopefully he is gone. I mean, keyword hopefully. And we'll see on that bit. But JD, you want to put up that offensive expectations picture for 2026? All right. Let me get to this. Now with Mike McDaniels here, this is what I'm hoping for my expectations. I'm not saying these are going to, but these are my expectations. Now, as for Omarion Hampton, is going to be featured in this offense, I feel. Success won't be measured by Hampton's going to be featured in this up. Success won't be measured by carries. It will be measured by efficiency. So, I mean, McDaniel's schemes are going to emphasize on wide zone runs, motion spacing, horizontal pressures, and speed and timing. I mean, play to Hampton's strengths. He's a great downhill runner. Burst through contact is absolutely fantastic, which we saw this year. He can burst through. He can, once he gets through that whole pause by, it's gone. Physical finish, he is a beast of a runner. Once yards after the catch, when you trying to break down that man, it's rough. So I'm looking forward to seeing what this does. I just look at A-Chain's highlights over the past 2 years, and I'm like, oh, if Hampton can do what A-Chain did in that offense, I'll be happy on that one. Now, the key question is, can he constantly make decisive one-cut reads? We shall see on this one. If yes, I see Hampton as a 1,100 to 1,300 total yards, all-purpose. I'm talking not just running, but also receiving. I feel if Hampton has on both the rushing and the receiving, he can reach those. I mean, he's gonna have a heavy pause red zone usage, because the red zone last year was horrible, and I touched that on many times this year. Our red zone offense actually sucked, and we never scored that much in the red zone. But hopefully that red zone efficiency and the usage is high, and he scores more touchdowns this year. I mean, for me, in this offense, I see he could be 8 to 12 touchdown upside. That's just for Hampton. I don't know. If not, the backfield likely becomes a committee. I don't want that. I think Hampton is the best. I know we're going to bring someone in if it's Vidal's re-signed, or we bring someone in like a Tyler Algier from Atlanta. That's who I would like, or someone of that caliber to complement Hampton from getting breaks here and there. But, in this offense, I think explosive plays matter more than 25 carries a game, because Hampton, from college, he carries the ball a lot, carries it a lot. And we saw this year, the more he carries, the more he just keeps on running. So to me, feed the man. Now, here's the question. Now, where are y'all drafting it? He should get a chance. Oh, yeah. Oh, exactly. We drafted him 22nd last year. Same as where we're drafting this year. So, but also, as I said, we have Joe Altback and Rashad Slater. But here is a great problem. I've been thinking about this the last couple of days. When Rashawn Slater returns, does Slater go back to left tackle, or does Joe Alt play right tackle? Now, that's going to be a wonderful question. They're both healthy. Now, we know Slater, this injury he's coming back from, you're never the same. So we shall see how it looks in camp and stuff like that. We have a long ways to go before that happens. But here, why Slater stays at left tackle? He's a proven elite blindside protector. We've seen that when he plays healthy. High-level footwork. He's tested versus the top ASC pass rushers also. Now, my theory why Alt at right tackle works. elite size and length. We've seen this when Joe Alt is on the field. Excuse my dog. Sorry about that. I thought she was quieter and sleep earlier, but oh well. But okay, all is elite size and length, powerful run blocker, and the advantage of pass protection. His instincts are amazing. Now in today's NFL, right tackle is not downgrade. It's just top pass rushers that up everywhere. I mean, together they secure both edges, protect Herbert, and stabilize the offense long term. I mean, as long as they stay healthy. I mean, that's all. That's why I feel we have to add some good players in free agency or in the draft as depth pieces for these positions, because these are two key positions that last year lacked. When they got hurt, it showed our depth absolutely was horrible. So that's why now that we have this money, spend the money wisely and get the players of need and in depth. So that's why I feel it's going to be helpful. I mean, that's how you sustain contend. That's how these sustained contenders like Kansas City are built. They add it. They get on free agent and the players in the draft and have that depth to just rotate. And it shows. I mean, like Kansas City, when they started drafting their defense from all those young players year after year. And it was like just a run and mill every year defense. And they're cranking out. I mean, I'm not pounding on for the Chiefs, but I'm saying what they've done with their defense, they built it from the draft out and added in free agency. I'm saying if we can do that in the draft also, we've done that, but add the depth pieces, I'd be happy with that. Now, as for tight end targets, best fits that's out there, I mean, for me, I broke them down into tiers. I mean, if you do a tier 1, a splash edition, David Njoku, a Dallas Goedert, or Isaiah Likely. I have a funny feeling that's my tier 1 tight ends. Now, I feel Isaiah Likely is going to go where whoever gives him the most money. I do think he goes over to the Giants and joins John Harbaugh again, or goes back home to the Patriots. It's a possibility. I mean, he put out a thing today. He just wants to be the number 1 tight end wherever he goes. So, or see the ball quite a bit to help them win. So that's now. As for my tier 2, I call that veteran stability. I mean, there's Tyler Higbee and there's Cade Otton. Yeah. Emil, Algier is not going to the Chargers. I'm just saying, if it's not Algier, I want someone of that like that. I mean, I don't know all the names on the top of my head. Algier was just one name that came to mind. I mean, if it's Algier or someone else, it's someone of that. Has an RB. Well, hey, what's up, Chase? Not much, man. Not sold on No. I'm sold on Gadsden. Oh, no. I'm sold on. What I meant by this is adding another tight end to the tight end room. That's all I want to do. Is I want to add, because we run a lot of 2 tight end sets in our offense. So that's, for me. I'm sold on Gadsden. Don't get me wrong. I just want to add another capable tight end to the room, because I have a funny feeling who we have now is just not enough. If it's in a Njoku, I mean, it doesn't have to be a high-priced tight end. Don't get me wrong. I mean, that's why I said Tyler Higbee and Cade Otton. That's tier 2 to me. Now, tier 3, this is where I think possibly one of these 2 could come. I can see the correlation to Darren Waller being brought over from. He loved He loved playing for Mike McDaniel and in that offense. Now that's why I have him as an upside swing. I mean, that is a possibility. Bring Darren Waller over. It's not going to be so expensive. Or you also got Chigakonkwo over at Tennessee. Unless they'll probably re-sign him. I do not know. They have the money, but that's a possibility. But I think they bring him back. But I mean, to me, tier 1 changes the offensive meet. I didn't say it changes the offensive meet. It depends on who is there. Tier 2 balances the roster. Tier 3 is a calculated gamble with upside. But to me, Waller is not going to cost that much. But I also want to see what happens. I just first want to take care of the offensive line. Now, I already talked about the cut players. I mean, the players I want to cut. Move on from Becton. Move on from Bradley the Clown Bozeman, Will Disley the tight end, and Bud Dupree. Extend Derwin James, which I mentioned in my last show. Projected cap would be about 90.1 million. And after cuts and all that kind of stuff, the Chargers would have about 106 million available to spend in free agency. So that's why I'm saying with all these cuts, extend Derwin, we possibly could have over 106 to 110. And possibly if we redo a couple contracts like Herbert or Slater, that's going to free up some more money. But let all that play out sooner or later. But other than that, not too much. But hey Chase, what are you expecting from your Broncos this offseason? Chase, you have any needs that you want your Broncos to bring in, or I don't know what you all need, but man, I've seen a lot of things here and there what the Broncos would like to get. I mean, I know I did see a couple of the saw one offensive lineman that is going to hit the market because you guys have so many linemen over there that are getting a lot of money. That there's this one, I forget the name, to be honest with you, they don't think they can retain. So, but that's interesting. But I mean, as I said, when I was writing this earlier, the blurb came out that the Chargers are going to be cutting Becton. So that's 9.7 there. So that's going to be fine. Now, JD, you want to pull up that defensive picture? Alrighty. This is this year's defensive pick. Now, hopefully our defense can do exactly the same thing this year. I mean, if you look at the numbers here, we were basically top 5 in all 3 of these. 2 in the red zone defense, 4th in sacks on 3rd down, and then on the 3rd down defense, we were 5th. So to me, I just want to make sure that defensive is. I know with Minter gone, it's gonna be a little different. Yeah, our receivers, I could possibly see bringing someone in for the Chargers. I possibly could see that, a receiver, but I haven't seen anything lately that. For me right now, I just want to fix the offensive line and whatever. I mean, to me in free agency, I'm trying to think for a wide receiver whom I would like. I would like everyone's going to say they want someone like Shaheed. They're going to want a top wide receiver. But you look at that money that these receivers are getting, it's about $28 million a year. So, yeah, I'm not saying we're going to get a top flight wide receiver. We probably get like a tier 2 or something like that. But it's going to be all about on cost. But I do know wide receiver is a need. But does it happen? I just want to fix that offensive line first because I do want to see what Harris has and the 2 rookies we had last year and KLS. I want to see them get more carries and growth with them and see what they do have also. So it's good look for, but if the defense stays how it is, the defense did carry us a lot last year. So, I mean, top 10 in points allowed, top 10 to 12 in total yards allowed. We had an elite 3rd down defense, major red zone improvement this year, a significant pass rush efficiency jump. So to me, that was great. That is caliber defensive unit. But it's just more staying healthy but it's going to be different now when we don't have Minter. So does the defense change a little bit? Possibly scheme-wise, but I don't think it's going to change too much because of who we brought in and he knows the system. So hopefully it doesn't change too much, but as they say, everything's going to change because I know a lot of these, I saw a lot of other things, but other than that, all right, JD, you want to pull up that fantasy picture for me? All righty. So I know as some of you all join us, hey, what's up, King? Not much. Thanks for joining. Thank everyone for joining me. From Emil, King D, Dalton, everyone. I appreciate y'all for taking time with me today. Now, as for the fantasy aspect, I took some time to do it. And as y'all follow me, myself, JD, and the Genwell channel, that's all we do that twice a week, and we do that all year round. So, as for the fantasy, I feel the major value boosts, I see an uptick in Justin Herbert. He's a top 5 quarterback, upside. Higher completion rate this year with Mike McDaniel. I think more red zone passing. As for Omarion Hampton, I feel he's an RB1 to RB2 floor. Yeah, an RB2 floor with an RB1 weekly upside. Strong touchdown potential. That's for Hampton. Now, as for Ladd McConkey, high target share, reliable PPR production, and a strong wide receiver 1 profile. We'll see. I mean, I think he's going to – all the offensive pieces in this offense are going to escalate from last year. What about QJ's outlook in Dynasty? Ooh, okay, I'll get to that. Now, as for Gadsden, I see him as a top 8 tight end upside, a red zone mismatch potential, and a massive draft value this year. Now, my moderate value boost, I see Quentin Johnson as a moderate value. I mean, more space and yards after the catch opportunity, late round breakout swing. I think his numbers are going to be a little higher. And as I said it many times, I've seen this kid at TCU, how he plays. Yards after the catch are what Quentin Johnson thrives on at TCU. About when he was here at TCU. That's basically, he was a yak machine at TCU. And if he wasn't used, I mean, I'm not saying he wasn't used the right way, Greg Roman, but now that we have an offensive coordinator and a who's going to want to throw the ball, Quentin Johnson, if he's used correctly, he can be used as that deep threat. So, but I really do see Ladd McConkey and Quentin Johnson, KLS, and Trey Harris all thriving in this offensive system, to be honest with you. You can clip that. But no, I think it's going to be good. Now, as to Trey Harris, better, I mean, he's a better best ball option with the spike week potential also. Now, as for the offensive projection, the Chargers are shifting from a slower power identity to a faster motion-based offense. So I think you see more throwing in this offense. I mean, fantasy translation, more plays, more red zone trips, and more fantasy points, which we all love those. I mean, it's going to be, hopefully, I'm hoping, cleaner pockets from Slater and all would mean consistent production from our fantasy players. The key word revolves around is staying healthy. Slater and Alt stay healthy and they keep Herbert clean, Jersey clean. I like this. Our fantasy productions this year are going to go night through the roof. Efficiency plus volume equals fantasy value. I mean, I know JD, he's a champion. He won many championships this year. So kudos to the fella. Trade for Waddle. Emil, I like Waddle. I just don't feel we do that. I think we use that draft capital as fitting needs for our team. As much as I like Waddle, he would look nice in this offense. I just don't. And I already know that Miami has already said they want to build around Waddle and A-Chain. I know what that team looks like right now. It looks like holy hell. Talk about holes, pause. That's a bad-looking team right now. At this moment, that team looks like it's it's been blown up. It looks like an atom bomb just went down in South Beach and just it's a mess. But yeah, I'm not worried about the Dolphins as much as the correlation with McDaniels. I just don't see that happening, Emil. But no, we're not going to trade for Waddle. I don't think that. I mean, it's gonna, if we do get a wide receiver, it's going to be someone else. But we'll see. I mean, we could. Do I see us drafting a wide receiver in this draft? Possibly, but I don't see it until later rounds after we take care of offensive line and other key positions and needs. But speaking of the draft, if there is a steal in the draft for me, Oregon's offensive tackle Isaiah World. He tore his ACL in the playoff game that JD and I were watching, I believe, and had surgery earlier this month. He won't attend the combine because of the injury. He could slide in the draft, making him a potential late-round swing tackle steal. Now, if we could somehow steal him in the later rounds, I'd love that because, it's someone that's a position of need that we could have down the road. So that's the thing for me. But on that, I mean, yeah, it's just, I mean, I don't want to spend the draft capital on Waddle as much as I know the correlation. Everyone's going to want a high price. We got Ladd, we got Quentin Johnson, we got KLS, we have Trey Harris. And I have a funny feeling that Keenan Allen is going to come back. The old man with some crazy ass old legs, pause, is possibly he wants to come back. And if he comes back, it's probably for the veteran minimum, because I know Herbert likes him. He did quite well this year, but I have a funny feeling he will be back. But I'm not going to say that. But from all the things I've seen, he says he wants to come back. But do we invite him? I'm saying do we invite, but do we bring him back is the question. Because it is a kind of crowded wide receiver room, but he is a veteran presence also for the younger players. So possibly I could see that happening is bringing him back. But, you know, JD, you want to pull up that calendar picture? Yeah. Yeah. So, okay. Actually, no, the other one, not this one. I got the one with the amount of days on it. Which let's see, it should be yeah, this one, right? All right, I made this up, and this is the NFL calendar, what we're looking at as of today. All right, so we got the combine coming up, and that's in about 4 days. Then again, we got franchise tagging, that it's already started the franchise tagging, but it ends, well, it's till March. We got 12 days until all the teams all announced who they're tagging, have the decisions to make. And then we have free agency in about 18 days away. And after that, we got the league year begins. That's with all the money situation, like the cuts, and that's how much money we have in 20 days. Annual league meetings in about 38 days. And then in 63 days, we got the NFL draft. I mean, I'm excited, man. Once the draft is here, it's going to be a lot of fun. And then we got the schedule release on May 13th, which is about 83 days. And then we're going to kickstart the season in about 196 days in September. I know it's a long, but this is, for me, this is a list of things that we have coming up. And so I will be putting shows together maybe once a week, or depending on the amount of news that comes out, see what I'm going to try and do weekly. That's my goal. I mean, I'd like to do that. But, so if I may ask, who is the wide receiver? I mean, the wide receiver one on the Chargers right now, I'm going to say it's Ladd McConkey. Ladd McConkey is our wide receiver one on the depth chart. And I say QJ is 2. And I'd probably say I haven't seen any kind of like depth charts come out right now, because I don't know what happens in free agency. But as of right now, right now, it's Ladd McConkey, then QJ, and then whoever else follows at that. But that's my 1 and 2 right now. But we shall see what happens here. I mean, coming up in the draft and in free agency. I mean, I'm not opposed. I do think we do add to the wide receiver room, but we shall see. I mean, I just really want to fix that offensive line first and get positions of needs. And then if we do have the money and there's availability of a wide receiver, I mean, if you look at the high price free agency, it's going to be, for me, it's going to be Alex Pierce. I know JD would love the 49ers to grab in the free agency. I don't have a list of players that right now I could think of, but I mean, you got Alex Pierce. That's a tier 1 player. I say so. Tier 1 for me would be Alex Pierce and Shaheed. There's probably others out there. I just can't think of it right now because I didn't really put that together, because I didn't think wide receivers was a need of ours right now because of the amount of players we have in the wide receiver room. But I just want to, as I said, focus on that offensive line and positions of need. And if we do somehow get a wide receiver, we shall see what happens there. But other than that, it's been, I don't know. I'm just looking at I mean, now that all these cuts are going to be making, cuts now, usually teams make all these cuts and releases about 2 weeks before free agency starts. That way they know how much money they have and all that stuff to play around with. Now, seriously, there's a lot of teams. I mean, we got the Raiders, you got the Chargers. There's a few other teams that need offensive line help. I know JD and Bogey mentioned that the 49ers were another team that looking for offensive line help. So there's I think there's like 4 or 5 teams that are offensive line. But to me, especially with the Raiders having the amount of money they have, I think they're going to go out and spend. I can see the Giants going out and spending also. I mean, they have top. I mean, the cap space, they don't have it right now, but I know there's going to be contract restructures going on and stuff like that. I mean, we shall see what happens, but I'm looking forward to see what happens. But as for, I mean, Emil, I mean, we shall see what happens on that. I mean, I think Ladd McConkey this year is going to thrive as hell this year in that offense with Mike McDaniels. I mean, I'd love to see. I mean, the passing attack, it could get. I mean, if you look at the Roman offense, I said it the last show, was like this is nothing. It was like a senior citizen offense because it was the Roman offense. Now we're going from a senior citizen to a young. It's almost like going from a senior citizen to a teenager to a passing attack offense. So it'd be nice to see what we do. You think the Chargers signed? You know what? I'm gonna say. I think I said this on the last show, and I said it 2 shows ago. I said, I know, and the clip that I said, sign Tyreek Hill, but Tyreek Hill still needs one more surgery he has not had. Now, there's also talk that he may not play at all. If he plays this year, it wouldn't be till close to the end, the 3/4 of the way into the season. So to me, do I want to sign a player of Tyreek Hill? Here's a hypothetical. If we do, it's not going to be it'd be very cheap. Okay. It'd be almost like a prove it contract, but I'd rather use that money and bring in a player that can produce for us. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Cheetah goes back to Kansas City. I mean, that's where he did all his damage. Pause. But I think for me, it's everything that you look at and everything that it's the correlation to Mike McDaniels. What did he do in that Mike McDaniels offense with Tua? He did great. Don't get so on that. But that's the only correlation that Tyreek Hill is being put to the Chargers because of Mike McDaniels. But it's going to be interesting to see what we do and to see what Tyreek Hill does. I mean, where he goes, who signs him. Could the Chargers sign him? They could, yes. But do I see it happening? Not really. I'm going to say, if I had to say a percentage right now, on February 19th, you can clip this. I'm going to say it's a 10% chance that Tyreek Hill plays for the Chargers. That's it. I'm not saying anything else, nothing more than that, because I feel now that he needs another surgery. And also for me, I just don't see Jim Harbaugh taking on the headache and also all the off-field distractions. I don't think he's going to want to bring that on. So that's another thing for me. Maybe Mike McDaniel can keep, because Mike McDaniel's here. If we do hypothetically sign him, it does it. But I just don't see it happening. As much as I know a lot of Chargers fans, let's sign Tyreek. But at first, I jumped on the bandwagon of it because of Mike McDaniels. And the more I looked into it, I kind of shot away. And then there was this new news that he needs another surgery. When exactly would it be? 3/4 of the way, that's nice. But I don't know. I just don't see it happening. As much as I hate the Kansas City Chiefs, the correlation is there. I mean, Andy Reid knows him. He knows the offense. Also, Eric Bieniemy's back as the offensive coordinator in Kansas City. He knows Tyreek when he was over there when Tyreek going crazy So I really do think he goes back to Kansas City because Mahomes, I just saw restructured his contract and made $43 million in cap space for Kansas City. Yes, they're still about $11 million minus money in cap space, but they can release the offensive lineman that they got from the 49ers last year who did not work out, and that's $20 million. They'll be cap compliant. And then they'll probably restructure Chris Jones's contract, and Brett Veach does his Brett Veach things. So we shall see what happens. But I'm not worried about the Kansas City Chiefs. You know, they are who they are. They do this every single year. They just restructure Mahomes' contract. And we'll be doing that with Justin Herbert next year when the big money pause kicks in. I mean, I think he's like 45 or something, some crazy number next year. So we shall see. So we'll be doing that next year and going forward. I'm not really worried about Kansas City, but I do see the correlation of Tyreek Hill to Kansas City because they have that need. Plus, then Kansas City, any news with Kansas City, it's in the offseason lately. What's it about? Rashee Rice. That man can't stay out of trouble. He's newsworthy for not good things, but only bad things. So that's all I'm going to say. I like to hate on my rivals, but it's always fun because there's never good news that comes about Rashee Rice in the offseason. Man, if you want anything, stay out of trouble. And next year, you're probably going to want to get paid from Kansas City. Man, if I'm Kansas City, I'm like, wow, you want to get paid all these millions of dollars? But stay the F out of trouble. Last year, you had the street racing here in Dallas. And this year, he's back in the news of doing some stupid things to his allegedly to his ex-girlfriend or whatever she is. So to me, I'm wasting my time on that shit. But you know, I don't care about the Chiefs, but why I'm giving them time is this joke. But they're a joke to me. Yes, they have whatever they have over there, but they're a joke when it comes to their players. Are just a bunch of goofballs. But yeah, they've won, but to me, they're the Chiefs. But other than that, I don't really give a rat's ass. But no, I mean, do you think Hampton's let's see, King, do you think Vidal and Hampton split 60-40 on snaps? I think it's gonna be Hampton if it's Vidal or if it's someone else we bring in, King, to be honest with you. I would not be surprised if we do bring someone in. But I do think what Vidal did last year, he proved, hey, man, I belong on this team. He did well. I mean, I was like just as shocked as anyone last year how well he did. But then again, he didn't have the opportunities he had like he had this year and previous years. So he never had the carries to show his production. But I think the way he played, he deserves a shot to be as the RB2. But it's let's see who we bring in. Does Keenan retire? He says he wants to come back for another year. The question is, do we bring him back, or does he go off or go someplace else? I mean, do I think he has one more year in him? Possibly. And if it's not with us, I see a team like the Patriots or the Raiders or something like that happening. Or like a team like the Titans. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I could see that's something. I just mentioned those three teams because they could be needy for teams like the Patriots, the Titans, and the Raiders. All could use a wide receiver of that caliber with young quarterbacks. I mean, it's nice to have a veteran presence for these young quarterbacks, but we shall see what happens. But do I see him? I think he has 1 year in him, and if we do bring him back, it's probably for the veterans minimum, King. On that, I don't think he's going to retire just yet. I mean, he got all his accolades last year with us, like setting records and stuff like that. But we shall see what happens. I'm looking forward to it. But I don't know. But it's going to be a fun offseason, a fun draft. I mean, I know people are already, starting mock drafts, and I took part in one last night, and it was like, I was like looking at names. I'm like, man, it's kind of early, but it's all good, man. It's just getting these names in your heads for drafts. But thing is, I mean, I think King, the next show I do, I'm going to work into the show sheet. I'll look into receivers. I'll look into players that I would like to try. I'll break them down into tiers, and I'll see what's going on. But other than that, I mean, I also want to. Steven, if you're out there, it was a fun time last week going back and forth about the Raiders and the ringless stuff. But I also want to apologize. Hey, I did not mean to come off that way and drop the F-bomb, this, that. I was watching that, but I couldn't stop laughing. But I was taken back on that one. But it was a fun debate. And Steven, I welcome you back anytime the Chargers play the Raiders. I would love to debate you and debate you with my normal tone of voice, not with just the way I was dropping F-bombs here. That's just not me. I don't want to put myself out there that's how I am. No, you just came at me. I'm like, I'm going to pack you up with facts. But I'm going to say one thing. I said on my show, the last show, the Raiders haven't won in 25 years. I went back. The last time the goddamn Raiders won a championship was 42 years ago. So put it that way. That's why I said the Raiders are irrelevant. And that's all I'm going to say on that one. But I just wanted to say, man, that's not how I want to produce my show. Of dropping all those F-bombs. I'm like, damn, I was looking back, that was not me. And I was like, but for me, it was more of a mechanism. Like, come on, I got to come back at someone. Because he was calling me ringless. But that he was, what Steven said was facts. We are ringless. But that's the whole point. It's why we play the game. I want that one time to have that fact say, we are a world champion. And I don't have to hear about, as JD, Bogey, Steamboat, they all say to me, you can clip that, 1994. You say it to me all the time. Love you guys, but seriously, before I die, I want one chip only. I ain't gonna lie. But no, I mean, it's fun going back with your rivals, but I like the back and forth. For me, I have that with my friends. When I'm a Red Sox fan, they're Yankee fans, and I have that. I love the back and forth banter. But you know what? Come next season, when I do my haterade section, Steven, bring that stuff because it's going to make some great content. And I swear to God, if you ever want to come on my show, more than welcome. You and I can have a little FaceTime or whatever. And if all that's good, you're more than welcome to come on. I'll debate you about your Raiders and I'll debate you about my Chargers. And that's no invitation. But, we can talk another time about that. But on that note, but I just wanted to address that, man, because I look back on that clip that JD made. It was funny, but it's just not how I present myself, and I want to present myself on the show. I mean, I want to talk about my Chargers, but not dropping the F-bomb. And that's something I wanted to address because I apologize for that. That's just not me. But it was fun. But I've learned from that, and that's not going to happen again. But I also want to thank JD, the fella who's backstage. And I appreciate you every single week. And I thank you for being the best producer. But on that note, head on over to neonpeacockmerch.com. For the next 24 hours, there is a sale. I text Peacock, and he said it's going on for the next 24 hours. And as I said a little earlier, you can just check out the stuff. And JD, if you want to hit Peacock's drop, and then after that, we can call it a show. And I do want to thank That's right. That's neonpeacockmerch.com. Head on over there. There's a sale for the next 24 hours. And tomorrow morning, don't forget to join JD, myself, Bogey, Kidda, and the gang, and Peacock for Wake Your Game Up. I got a great show sheet for tomorrow. I got some fantasy news. I got NFL news. It's going to be a fun show. It's going to be a wild end of the week Friday show for Wake Your Game Up. So if you haven't subscribed, head on over to the Gen Wealth Tuesdays and Fridays, 11 a.m. Central Time, 9 a.m. Pacific Time for Wake Your Game Up every single week. So I got some good stuff for tomorrow. And again, thank you for joining me for episode 21, and I'll see you next time. Peace.
Game plan sick, talking under the weather. You know what we doing? I need that all expense paid inclusive. I'm the plug, so I'm plugged into it. About money like with Jewish white Christmas. I'm Scrooge, bitch. My mood is on cruise ship. If you ain't tuned in, you ain't vibing with my moon man. I move shit like Kerry. I'm the cold Drew Fletcher Reed, Jim Carrey. Everything mooey. That mean the price varies. Need that designer cream shit and all Ben and Jerry's. Cream get the money like 36 chambers. Baskin Robbins shit. 31 flavors. Keep it moving.
I can make things move. I can make things move. I can make things move. I can make things move.
Everything on me. Yeah, tell him Bogart scot-free. Lottie-dottie, he like to party. Fuck with clothes, shoot, trolling 5 Molly. Heard I carry weight, move packs like a dolly. And I stay fuming, clock me doing Godspeed. Business booming, back-to-back trips, moving multiple units. Got mules, got universal soldiers, getting money for sure. Yeah, we ain't shrugging shoulders. You think I'm lucky getting over, made it far cause I'm sharp, fuck a 4-leaf clover. On my 89, minus the flat top. Getting packs off, smoking on the cash crop. Money talk, if you're broke then you can't talk. Play a never ending ball game, Sandlot.
I can make things move. I can make things move. I can make things move.
Getting money when I land there. Smoking all loud so I can't hear. And if your boys bring the noise, all y'all places getting scraped pap smear. Codeine got me leaning, pizza. Put your boy on point, pyramid of Giza. I'ma rock like this till I'm an old geezer. No pizza parlor, but we deliver pizzas. Ask Uncle Sam, I'm taxing. Look, ma, no hands, telepathic. I can make things move, I'm carefully calculated when I make these moves. I run shit, don't let me get loose. I'm all about my decks, trying not to get goosed. Keep it moving.